Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for September 26th, 2022. And before we hop into the price action again, want to look at the economic calendar and show you there were no high impact news events for September 26th. Like you can see, there was one for Euro and one medium impact news event for US dollar here at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is right here. Didn't do a lot to price action. A lower time frame you can see it, but it doesn't do too much. Let me find that. Yeah, okay, one sec. 4 p.m. you can see it right here, like with a high here, and then at 4 p.m. price starts to move up, break this high, and then continues down. So that's the impact of the medium impact news event right here. But it's not too much. It's only breaking this high and then continuing further down. But now let's focus on the real price action of the day, and I want to go to the daily chart. Is the daily chart what I want? Yes. Yeah, the daily chart is what I want. I kind of want to just want to draw out this is the Sunday high, and I also posted this setup on my Twitter account, so you can check it out there if you want to. And this is the Saturday high. Just be aware of that these are the weekend highs, and if we now draw these out further, we can see that the price swing in the morning broke those highs. Gonna 3 minute, do this. And as you can see here, this was the price swing in the morning, and the lower one is the Sunday high, which it broke, and then it even broke the Saturday high. And this is a setup I want to show you in the 1 minute. It's a very clean setup. So we have the run on liquidity with breaking these two highs, the weekend highs, breaking them, and then it reverses. Then we have our market structure break right here, or our shift in market structure. We pull out the fib tool from the high to this low, we draw it out, and we want to see price reach a discount, and we have a fair value gap right here, which price taps into, or let's say price fully fills it. It is in a discount, and then it starts to sell off. After the run up, it reverses most of this run up. So this is a very clean setup. As we run highs, we sweep liquidity, we run the weekend highs, and then we reverse. Here you have the reversal of the market structure shift, run back up in a discount, filling that fair value gap, and then starting to sell off. So that's a very clean setup from yesterday, and this is the first setup I want to show you just because it's a very clean setup. But now I want to go back to the start of the day, to the morning. And again, there's a setup at around 2 a.m. in the morning, and you see this sell-off right here. I mean, it's not the best setup I've ever seen because it took quite a while and it's not that good, but still it's a setup worth showing. So from this high to this low right here, we have fair value gaps right here, and I'm going to draw out the lower one, and be aware there's a higher one here as well. But price breaks down, breaking market structure, or shifting market structure with breaking this high, and even, yeah, this high is a little bit lower than this one. then consolidates a bit, moves back up into a discount, into this fair value gap, and then it doesn't really sell off, it just reaches this low and breaks down below this one again. So you would have had to exit right here, but still, it's a setup worth showing as we have all the ingredients. Shift in market structure, fair value gap, price goes back up into the fair value gap, reaches a discount, and then it goes down. And yeah, again, it's a setup at 2 a.m. and as we've seen recently, Bitcoin tends to form a setup at 2 a.m. Okay, from 2 a.m. we go to 5 a.m. is the one we already did, and from this we go up to a higher time frame because there is a setup on the 15-minute. If you look at this run up, what does it do? It breaks highs, so it breaks market structure. I'm just gonna use this one, breaking market structure or market structure shift. And what that means, okay, we have breaking market structure, now we can look for fair value gaps. And there is one down here, which is the one we're gonna use, as this is the one price reaches, or the ultimate fair value gap that price reaches. A little bit different so you can see everything. Okay, so price runs up, shift in market structure, price comes back down to fill all these fair value gaps it left, to eventually go into this fair value gap, nearly fully fills it, and then starts to reverse, and in the evening we shot up again. So again, shift in market structure, we come back down into a discount, going into the fair value gap, and then price starts to go higher. First it consolidates a bit because morning, lunch, and then in the afternoon or in the evening we start to run up again. So nice setup on the 15-minute, but was always for the 15-minute setups, they do take quite a long time until they first form, because here from this start, like that's 3 a.m. and that's 8 a.m. so that's 5 hours to form, and then until you reach your target prices, which were like this high, and eventually this high, it takes a while, you know, from entry at 8 a.m. and let's say use this candle at 9:30 p.m. you know, that's a long time, but still nice setup on the 15-minute, very clean, and yeah, just wanted to show you that. Okay, now let's hop back into a lower time frame, and the 3-minute is what we want. We go here, because right around 8:30 a.m. we have a good setup. I'm gonna show you to you on the 1-minute as well, but it's also visible on the 3-minute. Or I'm gonna outline what I see in the 3-minute, and then we hop into the 1-minute chart. Okay, price consolidates a bit. We have a swing high here and another swing high here, and price eventually breaks that. So we have a market structure break right here, and then from this low to this high, we draw the fib tool, and we see price goes back down into a discount prior to running up. But we don't really have a fair value gap all the way down here. We only have a big one right in the center, like right around the 0.5 level. Quite a big fair value gap on the 3-minute. So we could use that, but that's what we want to do, is drop down into the 1-minute and look if we can find a better entry on the 1-minute. And lo and behold, we can't. There's maybe a tiny fair value gap right here, but what we can do is draw out the order block, this order block right here, and price touches it. So it fully filled this fair value gap up here. We can draw that out again. You know, price fully filled this fair value gap and dropped down to the order block. And from there it started to reverse. So it's not the cleanest setup, as we don't have a fair value gap down here, but we have a fair value gap right around the discount level, and we have an order block which is touched. So once this candle right here closed, which after we filled the fair value gap, we touch the order block, and this looks like a candle that wants to reverse. You could enter, or like you could enter a paper trade, or like as I'm doing it, like when I journal my trade setups, I kind of write like when could one have entered, and this is where I like in my study journal I write, okay, this is where you would have entered, or this candle where you already had the reversal, you're still in a discount, enter here and you still have a good trade. And targets are all these imbalances right here, at least for me, because with the swing high here, let me draw that out actually, swing high here, and you have one fair value gap right here, and another fair value gap just above, and another fair value gap above this, and even more above this. So there's another one right here. Nope. Nope. Come on. Yes, there we go. So all these fair value gaps would have been the target for me. Like first this high with the fair value gap above. I think that's the most obvious one. And then there are a lot of imbalances above. So a good amount of liquidity there. So yeah, that's where you could have gone to, or what you could have targeted. Let me say it like that. And yeah, once again, we have a fair value gap right around the discount level, but you don't want to enter here, you just want to see what price does. And it reacts off of this order block, so that's good to see. So that's for me a journalable trade setup for me. Okay, onwards to the 10 a.m. setup. It's more 10:40. And it's not the cleanest setup on the charts, but it's a very nice setup, and it's one of my favorites from yesterday. So with a swing high, price drops down and forms a swing low just above this swing low. If I draw this out, you can see price did not break this. So what we've seen recently is that once price moves very close to liquidity, it tends to go for it. It tends to take it. And we're already in the downtrend right here, you know, with low, high, low, high. That's a downtrend. So we form a swing high, we break down, but we break down, but then we reverse and don't break this swing low. So that to me is a good entry. We have a fair value gap right here. It's right around the 0.5 level. Price reaches up into a discount and then it sells off and eventually takes this low and also takes this low. So that's a very good setup to me, because it's one of these setups where it comes very close to liquidity but doesn't take it yet, reverses once more and then does take the liquidity. So these are pretty much my favorite setups because they're just very clean and they're very probable. So once price is very close to liquidity, you can be quite certain price is gonna take that liquidity. So yeah, my favorite setup from today. It's not the cleanest, but it looks of it, because this swing high is not very obvious right here, but still very clean setup. I like it very much. And yeah, you're gonna see these setups form quite often, because I'm also gonna show it to you, because these are my favorite setups. Very clean, and yeah, just very nice to journal. So, and then we have two more setups, with one being actually okay, I found it. Just have to readjust quickly. This is also a very clean setup. Very clean setup. So we have, it's not a market structure break, it's just the continuation. Because we had a little downtrend right here, then the reversal right here, and then we started an uptrend right here. We broke that high again, and in this up leg there is a big fair value gap right here. So we use our fib tool, draw it out from the low to the high, and we see, like what we expect is for price to go higher. You know, we are in an uptrend, we expect price to go higher. So we're looking for longs, we are looking for price to go into this fair value gap, and it does so. It does go into the fair value gap in a discount, so that's where we want to enter. And what is more, if we draw out this order block, we can see price touched it perfectly. And I'm going to show it to you. Just focus on these numbers up here, on the high and the low. The high of this candle comes in at 19,120. And now watch where the low of this candle comes in. 19,120. Perfect price delivery. Like, just absolutely perfect. You can't make this up. The high, the 19,120, the low, 19,120. Perfect price delivery. That's just absolutely beautiful, you know. So, what do we have in this setup? First, market structure break or continuation of this. We're looking for longs. We have a fair value gap, so we look for price to drop into this fair value gap into a discount. It does so, drops into the fair value gap in a discount, and what it also does is touch this order block perfectly, with a high of 19,120 and the low of this candle coming in at 19,120. So what we have, market structure break, fair value gap, price going down into this fair value gap, going into a discount, and reacting off of the order block perfectly. Like, I don't know what you guys want, but that's a perfect setup. That is perfect. That's perfect price delivery. So that's definitely the cleanest setup that formed today by a mile, because we have perfect price delivery. That's just absolutely beautiful to see. And yeah, it's not that often that you see it, that it's perfect, like absolutely pitch perfect, like this one. But sometimes it happens, and it's beautiful when it does. Okay, and after this beauty of a setup, we go to one more setup, which is right here. We have a little bit of consolidation right here, like up, down. It's what I always like. I'm just using this, it's not fair value gap, but if you order block, but a consolidation is usually like a box. Like, you can draw the box and price movement goes up, down inside this box. So we have a little bit of consolidation here, and then price breaks out. And it does so quite fast. And with fast, I mean there are fair value gaps left behind. So there is one fair value gap down here. And there is a big one up here. And I'm not sure if price touches the lower one. Let's see. 19248.45, 19248.70. Okay, it touches this fair value gap by a tiny margin, by like 25 cents. Yeah, it goes into this fair value gap by 25 cents. So it goes into it. That's perfectly valid. So what we have is we have an uptrend. So this is the continuation of the uptrend. It does so quite fast. It forms a fair value gap, or actually two fair value gaps. It drops back down into these fair value gaps, filling the first fair value gap and touching the second fair value gap. Further, it reaches a discount. So that's exactly what we want for a trade setup. We have we have the continuation of the trend, we have fair value gaps, we have the fair value gaps in a discount. Price fills this fair value gap, drops into this fair value gap in a discount, and then reverses. Also a nice setup, and then yeah, price shoots up, and we can take a look. That's the last thing. So that's all the setups done for today. And the last thing we can do is go to a higher time frame and look what price did. Actually, how does the 1 hourly work? Quite well. Okay, so we saw price shot up, taking this high, this high, this high, and also this high over here. So it's taking highs. And now we can take a look at daily and just to see, okay, where might price be headed. And you can see it. Okay, actually let me delete this right here. We don't need that anymore. There is a fair value gap up here. And I would think price is going for this one. I think price is going for this fair value gap. And I mean, I uploaded a video yesterday and talking about the weekly and what I expect the week to look like. And I expect the week to be a bearish, or it doesn't have to be a bearish candle, but I expect it to take out this low because we're already quite close to it. So that's what I would expect. But if you look at the daily, I pointed out that we could go for this imbalance right here prior to taking out this low. And that's what I think is happening now. So I think we are gonna go for this imbalance. Could be what we are shooting for today, that we run into this imbalance, maybe fully fill it, and then we start reverse, or we actually go up above this high because there are a lot of fair value gaps, a lot of imbalances on this side. So that's what I have my eye on. First, this fair value gap, and if price does not reverse after filling this or touching this fair value gap and taking out this low, I think we might see a run up into one of these imbalances. But yeah, we can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the price action. And with that, I think we are done for today. There are no more setups in the price that I found that are clean enough, so I want to journal them. And yeah, that's all from my side. I hope I see you guys again. I hope you're safe, and yeah, bye.